dawn of time, human race has been suffering from ELS. We cavemen were the first victims, and now it's all of us. Are you suffering from ELS? Is our master of ceremonies suffering from ELS? Ladies and gentlemen, if you are always motivated to do nothing, and if you follow the golden rule of can't reach it, don't need it, then you, my friend, are suffering from ELS, extreme laziness syndrome. Now, personally speaking, I believe that ELS comes from the culture that one follows. For example, me being from a Pakistani culture, I'll repeat that. Me being from a Pakistani culture, not Indian, I really struggle with the question of whether I should sit down and do nothing or lay down and do nothing. I asked many of my Pakistani friends to tell me about their interaction and their struggle with ELS. They still haven't replied. But what if I tell you that ELS is not only in our culture, but it's all around the world? In fact, many cultures follow ELS because they think it's good for their health. Let's take, for example, America. They believe and they follow laziness and ELS because they believe that laziness is good for their health. Let me explain how. You see, lazy people don't take stress because they're too lazy to do that. Now, if you're running around in an office and your friends are running around, they are, confused and trying to resolve a situation, you, on the other hand, are just relaxed, sitting lazily in the chair because you know that the situation will eventually be resolved by them. And also, since laziness doesn't let you take stress, stress is bad for your health, therefore laziness is good for your health. And that is why Americans follow it. Japanese, on the other hand, have ELS because they think that laziness makes them an innovator. Think about it. All the machines that you see around, automobiles, cars, they were invented because people were too lazy to walk. The dishwashers, the washing machines, they were invented so the wives can stop complaining about their lazy husbands because they're not doing anything. Benjamin Franklin, the world-famous inventor, said that I am the most laziest person in the world. I invented everything to avoid work. But let's come to a culture more closer to us. Arabs. Arabs adopted laziness because, well, they didn't really adopt it, they just inherited it. If Nike or Nike, whatever you want to call it, comes to the Arab world, I believe its slogan will be something like this: just do it, but tomorrow. In Japan, they adopted ELS because they think it makes them an innovator. That is why they have a saying: if one can do it, I can do it. If no one can do it, I must do it. The same saying goes in the Arab world something like this: Wallahi. If one can do it, let him do it. If no one can do it, ya habibi, how can I do it? Now, one nation that adopts ELS without any background interference is the nation of students. They are lazy for all the reasons I just mentioned, and in addition, because they think that laziness makes them a philosopher. Now, imagine a great philosopher. What comes to your mind? A man sitting in the corner on a bench, alone, with his chin over his fist, gazing into nothingness and the stars. Isn't that what lazy people do? Now, all these famous people, these philosophers who came up with concepts, didn't do it while high on caffeine and studying continuously. No, they did it by thinking, sitting, eating. So next time when your mother comes to you and tells you to get off your laziness stature and work, tell her, shh, a philosopher is in the making. We all know what Bill Gates said. Students have it memorized right here and here. He said, I would adopt a lazy person. I would hire a lazy person over a smart person because the lazy person would find a good way or a better way to get the job done. Now you know what to do to get into Microsoft. But in all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, the problem with laziness is it is short-sighted. Sitting around, being on the energy-saving mode may seem good for a while, but diabetes and heart attacks 30, 40 years later, not so much. Also, driving from one place to another will get you faster than walking, but you're also more prone to accidents, climate change, and whatnot. The trick here is to realize when to get off your back and, wallahi, just do it. Back to you, Master of Service.